Hello, everyone. My name is John Drennen. I'm the sales manager of Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, I am here with Adam Levitt, who's the business development manager in our renovation financing department. Now, why is this important? Well, number one, it's important because I am licensed in 18 states. So when I talk about doing loans, I don't just do them here in Nevada. I do them all the way up in Washington, all the way down in Florida, Michigan, California, Arizona, Texas, Idaho. I'm all over the country, okay? So these loans may not be 100% applicable in your current neighborhood, but you may know someone where these loans are going to be very, very important, from individuals who own their house, love their house, but maybe they need to expand it. Maybe they need to make some repairs to it. So we're going to talk a lot about that. Also, what if you find the perfect home? It has the perfect location. What are the three L's in real estate? Location, location, location. But what if it doesn't have a bedroom? What if it doesn't have a bathroom? What if the garage has been converted illegally and you got to convert it back? So I really believe in the renovation product on the conventional side and on the FHA side. I've believed in this product for many, many years, and I still have one client who calls me up once a year and tells me that he has paid off his mortgage, and it all happened because nobody would do his loan. The big banks denied him, mortgage lenders denied him, and this was back in about 2013. I did one of my most famous renovation loans, and through the whole renovation process, we realized that, guess what? The house wasn't 1,800 square feet. It was 2,400 square feet. So that made it even a sweeter deal. But I have my good friend Adam Levitt here today. He's going to talk about the renovation financing. We're going to do about 4 to 5 videos in a series. And today we're really going to talk about what is a renovation loan and what are some different scenarios that might be applicable. So please watch this video. Please follow myself on all the different social media handles. And I'm here to answer any and all questions. And once again, Adam's a dear friend of mine. All I have to do is call him, text him, email him. He's going to help walk us through it. For some reason, the scenario is very, very unique. So without further ado, Adam Levitt, thank you very much for being on our little podcast Zoom call today.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for having me, John. So the reach that you were talking about, that being licensed in all these states, and the fact that geographically it may not necessarily apply. We do renovation loans in places where you might not think a renovation loan might be done, because think about older housing stock and stuff like that in areas throughout the country, New Jersey, Chicago, Philadelphia, Boston. Last month, we did a loan in South Dakota. Right now, we have 2 loans in process in Nebraska. So it's not
Oh,
necessarily.
hey, let me interrupt. Let me interrupt, Adam. I just got licensed in Nebraska 3 days ago.
So I talk a lot of analogies, and thank God we're going to do a series, so these will be short, but it's what we're doing right now. What is a renovation loan? The awareness, the education, because there are opportunities to use what I'm going to talk about in a minute. It's just a question of having people go, oh, well, number one, I know what it is. Number two, some of the things that are just vanilla slam dunk projects for it. And number three, the fact that not only can you use it for purchase, but you can also use it to refinance. So anyway, if I had to explain to a small group of people who had no idea what a renovation loan is, I would say it's all about just taking what you're buying the house for, plus whatever your renovation budget is, and just adding those numbers together. So you're just absorbing that rental cost into the purchase. You add those two numbers up together, and now what you're doing is financing the cost of either your upgrades, repairs, and improvements, because each project is a little bit different. So John can tell you, mid-century classic is usually a really nice way of describing an older home that might be really nice in Beverly Hills. But if you're using mid-century classic to describe a home that just needs to be updated and outdated, that's perfect for a renovation loan. So just scenarios, you might have a house that just looks like it's decrepit and a wreck and it's fallen down. Okay. But what about those homes where they just need some new life breathed into it, or maybe a little bit of love? So the home that hasn't been touched in 50 years. It's not open concept, the kitchen, the bathrooms, it all needs to be updated. Those are perfect for a renovation loan. So keep that in the back of your mind, that if you are an existing homeowner or you're a buyer and you don't have your 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, you don't have that liquid cash. Why not take that money and absorb and finance it into the loan, amortize the payment over 30 years, and now all of a sudden you have just gone ahead and found a solution to doing exactly what you want to do to either buy that home that you didn't think you could buy, or in today's market where there's just not a whole lot of stuff, turning your existing property into exactly what you can't find out there. So, these loans are really great. The scenarios are different. Each product is unique in its own little way. And then, as you know, John, what's really cool is all the down payments and everything like that mirror just a regular loan. So if somebody is buying a home using an
Yes.
FHA loan, the down payment is the same exact thing as if they're using a renovation loan. Same thing with your conventional buyers and stuff like that. And a lot of that just kind of falls into this really big category of myths and misconceptions. Oh my God, I'm doing a renovation loan, so it has to be more difficult. Oh my God, I'm doing a renovation loan, the down payments are different. Oh, I'm doing a renovation loan and the credit. So many things that people think are true and they apply that just really aren't. So I'll go ahead and kick it back to you. What do you I don't know if that would bring up any questions if you were an agent or if you were a buyer or a homeowner, but what sort of feedback do you have or questions would you have based on that?
Well, Adam, 100%. So, you're going to be diving deeper into different subject matters in our next 2 and 3 ones. We're going to talk about those myths and misconceptions. We're really going to talk about the difference between purchase and refinance, and also how down payment works. The other thing that we want to explain to people in the next videos as we're getting our little series together is going to be, okay, well, if I buy a $300,000 house and put $150,000 into it, but what if the house is only worth $400,000 at that time? I got $450,000 into it. So we're going to kind of break that down, and we'll kind of explain that in more detail. But really, it was just understanding that renovation loans can be used. They can be used for purchases and refinance. Also, we at Fairway are licensed in all 50 states. I'm licensed in 18 states, so I can help individuals, help them in each and every of those scenarios. And if not, we have a wonderful internal referral system, so I can find a great loan officer and market leader in those areas. So, just introducing the product. It's when I talk to people, they don't even know it exists. So that's why, Adam, I'm so glad our friendship and partnership has, continued to grow over these many years. And we really just wanted to get it out there because the market is changing. And if you actually look at studies from the 1960s to the 2020s, housing starts were here and now they're down here. Okay. You can look at it any which way you want. There's 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every single day. That wasn't happening 20, 30, 40 years ago. The average age of people living is in the 70s and 80s now. So that means individuals 50 years ago that were passing away in the 50s and 60s, they're living 20 to 30 to 40 years longer. So they're keeping their houses. So what's happening is there's less houses on the market, and a lot of it has to do with the baby boomer generation. I am reverse mortgage certified, so I love helping our senior citizens. But maybe instead of doing a reverse mortgage to start, maybe we do a renovation loan to turn their house into handicap accessible. I mean, there's all these different things that we can do. And then maybe a year or two later, entertain a reverse mortgage. But once again, I just want to bring it out there. I've prided myself in 26 years of doing mortgage business, especially the last 22 here in Las Vegas, to really just focus on education, from educating my realtor partners that, hey, when you see a house that your client likes and it says cash only, don't just turn that away. Maybe you have a seller that understands the renovation process. Yes, there's more steps? Of course there's more steps, but it's not like the mortgage transaction has 5 steps. And then when I call you, Adam, to do a renovation loan, it has 300 steps. No, there's going to be some more steps, and you're going to explain that in future episodes. But instead of saying, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, John said you're FHA approved, we can't even look at this house. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, Susie and John Smith really love this house. It's cash only. And I say, why is it cash? And they say, John, you should see the pictures. Well, maybe it doesn't have a kitchen. Maybe the roof needs replaced. These are great opportunities to use the renovation loan because there's only 2 types of people that buy these houses. Everybody thinks it's going to be the person who has to pay cash. And maybe it's going to be a cash buyer to live in and they're going to fix it along the way. Or maybe like a cash investor who's going to fix and flip. But what about the hardworking people that can buy a $300,000 house if it's all nice and neat for $250 because it is run down, and they take a renovation loan and maybe we get to 300 or 290 or 310. Once again, Adam, you can explain the variances and the overages as we expand our series. But these are the things that people don't realize, and there's some gems out there from, once again, all the different states that I have, and of course here in Las Vegas, there are some gems out there that people don't even know about because the agent's thoughts are, I'm going to put in FHA, and they don't even see these houses. Or the clients find these houses online through the different websites and go, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, I'd love to go see this house. Sorry, sir, it's cash only. And I don't even ever find out that the client was interested in this house. It was cash only. And it was cash only because it just needed renovation help. And we have amazing renovation loans. And once again, Adam, you head our entire renovation department.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So I think as we end it, and it's not like we want to spill the beans, but the next time we get together and talk, it's going to be something where, number one, an agent knows that they can show a property because it can qualify for a loan as opposed to cash only, which is huge. Because a lot of agents that I find out, they won't show a property because they think, well, my buyer doesn't have a bunch of cash and you can't get a loan, so I'm not going to waste their time, which is a huge thing. And number two is, if you're walking into a house that needs a little life breathed into it, and that not only you can afford the house, but you have a really good estimate of how much money you could afford to make those upgrades, instead of walking into the house with the cash register ringing with all the money it's going to cost you that you think you don't have, you have the money, you can get a loan, and you actually have a good budget. So it's almost like walking into a house with a gift card, knowing that the loan is going to close and then the work starts afterwards. So it's all about perspective. So let's go. I would say that, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but the next time we get together, we're going to talk about perspective.
Yes, 100%, completely agree. And I'm just super excited. We're going to go ahead and circle back here over the next week or so, get the second in our series, and we'll see how long it takes us. I mean, we may hit 3 or 4 episodes, but either way, it's all about educating. We're educating the clients, we're educating the realtors, we're educating the sellers. How many situations happen where there's I was just talking to a loan officer friend of mine up in Utah, and husband and wife tore the house apart. And I don't know what's causing the divorce. It could be the fact that they tore up their house and they didn't finish it. Either way, they got a house that can't sell because nobody can buy this house, because unless you're going to fix and flip it or fix it with cash, a renovation loan is exactly what they need. But if they don't market it properly, nobody will buy this house, and it's already been on the market for 6 months. So not only is this putting financial strain on this couple, they're also going through marital problems. Who knows how much money they're paying their attorneys at this time. And they really just probably need to sell this house, but they're not marketing it properly. So I actually talked to that loan officer, told her what her agent should do, really aggressively market it on social media, talking about the renovation loans and products for primary residents or even investors. We got a lot of things going on. And once again, Adam, you are the expert. So thank you very much. We're going to be circling back with you in the next week or so, and then we'll get our second video in the series. And once again, we'll just keep educating our realtors and our partners out there.
My pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to continuing our series and educating people and just showing them stuff that they didn't think they could do, and that they'll be extremely, extremely happy to hear about. So thanks again.